Hi guys, Steph here. Now we've got for you yet another gorgeous pen from a recent pen haul that I found. I've just finished this one literally about an hour ago. Some people will look at it and recognise it straight away. What is it? Do you know? Yes, it's an absolutely gorgeous Swan fountain pen. It's a Swan Mabie Todd. The model number for this particular one is the 3170. Now, I've shown you lots and lots of other Swan fountain pens, different models, different trim, different colours, etc. So I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. We're just simply going to try and concentrate on this particular model, as I say, being the Swan Mabie Todd 317. As you can see straight away, it comes in this beautiful blue colour, and I believe they call it a mid blue. Whether that's the correct pronunciation for it or the correct name for it, I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to call it a mid blue fountain pen. Now this particular model is one of the smaller of the Swan range, or if you like, the sort of the bottom end of the market for size wise, although you know, quality and the beauty is not compromised. It's absolutely gorgeous. When I say it's smaller, the size from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, around about 125 millimeters capped around the barrel. It's a nice hefty 11 millimeters in diameter. Now, one of the other things on this particular pen, well, let's first of all show you the cap, which is very recognizable. First of all, you'll see it has this single cap band, a nice thin cap band to the bottom of the cap, and then if we take it to the top there, you can see the very recognizable Swan clip. It's what we term as a ball clip. Let's show you a sideways view, and to the very top there you can see once again the very recognizable Swan logo. To the very top you can see it's a rounded top to the top of the cap there, which complements the bottom of the barrel there. And if we show you this pen, as you would have noticed before, it has this quite elongated gold. Incidentally, all the trim is, I believe, is gold filled. You can see it's got this lovely elongated lever to the barrel there. Now if we show you the barrel imprint, which is nice and clear on this pen, let's keep it nice and still for you, and you'll see it says this is a Swan cell filler. It's made by Mabie Todd and Company, and then to the bottom it says made in England, and you can see to the left there it's got the Swan logo. And the model on these pens is right at the bottom of the barrel there. You can see we've got a nice clear 3170. Now there's been a lot of sort of questions and people are still not sure, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100%, but what does the 317 stand for? In my opinion, the number 3 indicates that it's a lever fill, because again I've shown you lots of different orientations of these pens, but the number 3 indicates it's a lever fountain pen. I believe the number 1 indicates the nib, which we'll show you in a moment, and it may also indicate the number of cap bands as well, the number 1. And the number 7, I believe, indicates the colour, because they made these in lots of different colours. Again, this one being a mid blue, and the 0 being the material it's made out of. This the 0 being that it's made out of plastic, or well, whatever type of plastic it was of the era. Now, although I say era, what do we sort of what date do we give this pen? I'm dating the pen around about, well, the very late 1940s, even as far as sort of 1949. To the very early 1950s. All in all, an absolutely stunning pen in beautiful condition. It came to me in a little sorry state. The main problem with this particular pen, it had lots of scratches and it had some deep gouges in the pen itself. Now there was one in the cap which, to be honest with you, I've actually filled and polished out. There's no way on this earth that you'd actually know where it was. I believe somewhere on the barrel there was another quite a deep hole which I filled, and again there's absolutely no way you'd be able to tell where that was. But all in all, it's now an absolutely beautiful, beautiful pen. Let's unscrew the cap like so. Let's give you the normal sort of twirls to show you all the different angles. And again, it's been fully serviced, fully disassembled. We've put a brand new sack in the pen. So, well, for you people that like to see writing, we'll test it in a moment for you. Let's show you the section there. You can see the section has got a slight taper with this ridge towards the end of the nib, towards the nib, and somewhere on the section, there we go, you can actually see it also indicates that it's actually a Swan pen there. Let's take you to the nib. Let's bring it a little bit closer for you. Now, as we said earlier, 317, and again I believe the number 1 indicates the nib size, and you see on this one it's got a number 1 Swan Mabie Todd made in England nib, so it's a number 1 nib. Let's give you a sideways version there. Absolutely lovely. Let's show you the feed to the back. Again, very recognizable for Swan. And again, if I just hold it at a certain angle there, once again it's got the word Swan on the back of the feed as well. So all in all, an absolutely stunning example. Now, although earlier I said this is a small of the pen, don't be put off. By no means is this a small pen. I've got large hands and it's still a comfortable pen for me to hold. So as we said, we've serviced it, so let's bring on some ink. And again, the lever, all we do, dip the nib in the ink, pull on the lever, and at this point what I'll do, I'll just shut up for a while, and I'm hoping you could actually hear that. There was lots of bubbling noises going on, which is precisely what we want to hear. Let's bring on some paper. So there's the pad. Let's say we've got some paper there, and let's do a writing sample. So what we've got is a Swan, as we said. This is a Mabie this is a Mabie Todd and Company Limited pen. The model on this one being the number 3170, and we're dating it from, well, around about 1949. Now the first thing, as I'm writing, I can tell it feels, it may have a little bit of flex, but what I'm doing, I'm just writing gently. I'm not putting any pressure on the nib at this stage, and you can see even without putting any pressure on, we're getting a broad line. So on the downward stroke, now there we go, I'm applying a little bit of pressure. So what I'm going to do now, let's apply a little bit more pressure and see how it actually looks. So on the downward stroke, there you go, you can see we're getting a lovely variation. There we go. Let's bring on the writing sample. So it's writing, I would say, with a medium to broad line in the first place, but once you apply a little bit of pressure to the nib, as you can see on the downward stroke, we're actually getting a lovely variation. So it's actually got, as you would expect from these pens, the Swan pens and the Swan nibs, it's actually got a nice flex to the nib. So there you go, as you can see by the figure of eights, a lovely, lovely variation. Let's pop that to one side. Let's pop the cap back on, and well, I'm going to try and keep it nice and short, which is difficult for me because, as you guys know, I like to chat away. So what we've got for you is a beautiful, fully restored mid-blue Swan Mabie Todd and Company fountain pen, the number being the 3170. in beautiful, beautiful condition. Let's try and show you the colour close up there. As you can see, absolutely lovely. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at this pen. Oh, as always, as much as I enjoy showing them you guys, if you wish, leave a comment, don't be shy. But for now, I'm just going to say bye bye now.